Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 8th. You start with this card that says, believe in the impossible, and you also have this card that says, don't let your past hold you back. I have a feeling all three water signs are going to get cards that basically say, don't let the past hold you back. I mean, we have this eclipse in Pisces on the 7th, so I think for all water signs that like a theme that could come up for during that eclipse is letting go of the past. So I don't know. It's pretty obvious to me as far as the astrology is concerned. Obviously, I'm recording this video on the 1st. It'll be published on the 2nd. So, again, a lot of you, if you're watching this early, that's something to think about. The other thing to think about is that eclipse energy can last for a long time. So, again, this might be something that you're dealing with for a while. You have a lot of good love energy here, obviously, Cancer. You've been getting good love readings with me, so yeah, if you want love, obviously it's here. But in your first row, you have the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and there's the past right there, and the Five of Wands. Haven't I been saying this to you? You always get this setup with the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is like conflict or competition. I'm wondering if you're interested in a person that look at that. I'm wondering if you're interested in a person that where there is competition for the person, or you're wondering if there's competition for the person. And yeah, I mean, the answer is probably yes, by the way, obviously. And but, again, I would say that, this person shows up for you, Cancer, if you want love. You have the Three of Pentacles here. You have really good money cards as well. This is a very good reading for both love and money. There are, of course, some things that you probably have to let go of, which we, basically just said. But you have that card that says, believe in the impossible. And so if there's something that you want to show off, I will say it is a good time for you to show off just in general. Jupiter in your sign, I say the same thing to Capricorn, your opposite sign, all the time as well, because of Jupiter, right? So I think it is a great time for you to stand out. That's the whole point of Jupiter is that it causes you to expand. A great way to work with that energy is to do anything you can to stand out, right? Especially in work or business. So Three of Pentacles, he is putting his work on display. This right here is a fire triangle. This is a water triangle right below it. And so the water triangle says that he added something just a little bit extra special to the project. He made it stand out just a little bit. He added a little bit of his own unique flair to the project that he's working on. So again, with Jupiter in your sign right now, it would be a really good time. If you want to stand out in work, business, career, if you're on social media or anything like that, kind of adding your own little unique twist to the things that you're doing could make all the difference in the world with this card. Obviously, you have the Knight of Cups, so and this could be a water sign for sure. You have the King of Cups, Hangman, which is Pisces, the Ace of Cups, could be Earth. You have a lot of Earth here as well, obviously, with all the Pentacles and also the Devil. And you have the Moon as well, so some of you, it could be a Pisces, but, again, whatever, doesn't matter. Find a good person. I always say, to me, sun sign compatibility is BS in the first place, so I wouldn't even worry about it, but I would just find a good person. That's it. I wouldn't even ask them what their sign is, because it's nowadays, it's people basically want, if you ask their birthday, they already know and they run. So I always tell people, you drop the crazy on a person, after 3 dates, right? Once you got them hooked, then you can ask them what their birth date is. But what I would say is knight in shining armor, especially if you want love, right? So definitely could be a solid connection. It's clearly an amazing time for you to plant seeds as well. The Knight of Cups, he is standing in front of this water, and he's in the desert. The whole point of the card is that he's standing somewhere where nothing grows, but there's water flowing in front of him. So if he plants seeds in front of that water, they will grow. And I feel it would be a great time for you to, plant some seeds. You have the Five of Wands, again, conflict or competition. I don't know, I feel like, didn't I say this to you recently, Cancer? I get this message that you need to rock the boat more. You need to, rock the boat. I don't know how else to say it. Upset the apple cart, but in a good way. It's sometimes I think we need to do that. We need to, invite a little bit of chaos into our lives. Not in a bad way. I'm talking about, again, I think you need to do things to stand out. It's I don't know, I just get a little bit of a rebellious energy for some reason on the Five of Wands. And I think it would be a good time for you to be rebellious or stand out or whatever. Now, the Five of Wands, is like, again, it is conflict and competition, but Five of Wands doesn't say avoid it. It says learn from the competition. And, this is a really good work reading as well. So if you're dealing with competition in work or business, this could be a great time for you to stand out above the competition with the Three of Pentacles by making things a little bit, adding your own unique twist to whatever you're doing. And that's what I would be focused on there. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Wands here. Seven of Wands card of conviction, it also is like feeling like you're not ready. But, the Seven of Wands basically says you're as ready as you're going to be. So you might as well kind of get moving on whatever it is that you're working on or creating. Seven of Wands is also about protecting something too much, and with the Three of Pentacles. So again, I would be careful of protecting your work too much or worrying about that too much. I don't know. Like, I don't really have any good examples here, Cancer, except for, like, I get a lot of questions in my YouTube group where people will say, should I, like, trademark this thing? I'm always like, no. I mean, it's like you're worrying, like, instead of like worrying about all that, it's like, why not worry about just like, creating as much content as you possibly can, right? It's like you're worrying about things that really just don't matter. So, I would be careful of that. With the Knight of Cups, you have the King of Swords. Yeah, it could be like a more mature person, which I'm pretty sure this has come up for you as well. It's basically just a repeating message. So I feel that it could be an older person for some of you. King of Swords, I've said this to you before. I'm pretty sure. King of Swords can be a little bit hard to read because, he's not doing anything. He's just kind of like sitting there, and his face is very, he has a very flat affect, basically. So some of you could be like having a hard time reading a person right now. With the Five of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands. Yes, creativity is going to be your best friend for sure. At this time, anything that you can do to tap into your creative side with that Three of Pentacles, again, adding that little extra twist to something. Ace of Wands is also out with the old, in with the new. I mean, like I said, the eclipse, don't let the past hold you back. Ace of Wands doesn't really represent letting the past hold you back, but, again, it is, the Ace of Wands is a spark. But we have to, a spark is nothing. We have to keep putting wood on the fire to get it to grow. And that's what the Ace of Wands is about. It's like saying you're being inspired to do things in your life, which look good because, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, we have very good cards coming off of it. But we have to do things to make sure it grows. Whatever this spark is. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have a Stag Spirit. It says, you are meant for great things. Trust in all that you have to offer. Three of Pentacles. You have this Sagittarius card. It says expansion. It says you are ready to expand and move forward to your next lucky break. Yes. So, Cancer, that looks pretty good. I think that there could be a lucky break coming in for you. Both cards kind of say the same thing. They're both kind of saying that you are meant for great things. You have the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. The King of Cups obviously could be like a person that you're attracting. King of Cups usually has very stable emotions. The King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the ocean, and he has all these choppy waters around him. Again, a lot of people get the King of Cups nowadays, and I really do feel it's because, really, if we pretend that he is not a sign, that this is like an archetype of a person. And King of Cups can be the type of person who just isn't worrying about every little thing that's going on around them. So they can be very stable. They're, on the positive side of things, they can be very emotionally stable as well. So you could be attracting a person who has like their emotions in check. Now, this could also be something that you're working on. I do think that would be good for you to like work on your emotions and creating, being in a more stable emotional place. That would be good with the King of Cups. I also think it's time for you to explore the unknown. I think that all water signs really have to do this. It's like Nine of Swords energy. You don't have the Nine of Swords here, right? But, and again, I'm not saying this is representing the Nine of Swords, but the Nine of Swords, he's just like doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's the whole point. And so I do think it's time for water signs to escape Groundhog's Day. Like, if you have a routine, it might be a good time to mix up the routine and, do something different. Why? I don't know. It's just what I feel intuitively for water signs, and you never know. It's like we get into these patterns, and it's like it's sometimes I think it's the pattern that keeps us stuck. So just simply changing up the pattern will set us free, and I feel for whatever reason he's encouraging that. You have the Ace of Cups again. Could be a big love offer with the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. So I don't know. I think you'll be very happy here, Cancer, obviously. I think both people have to set, didn't I say this to you recently? I feel like I'm just repeating myself in this reading, Cancer, so I apologize. But at the same time, I wouldn't trust a reader if every single reading was different. Because really, things don't change, from week to week for the most part. It takes time. But I'm pretty sure I said to you recently that it's like both people have to set themselves free from something here. It's like once the energy breaks, that could be the thing that brings a person in for you. So it's like setting yourself free from something you've been stuck to would be a good idea if that applies to your situation. I also feel like the Ace of Cups is saying just in general, you should be doing more that you love. The Ace of Cups is like a self-filling cup. This cup can reach down into the water below it, and it can fill itself up very easily. So I think you need to do more of what you love in life. You need to do more of those things that cause you to overflow. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. It's like everything you want and desire. So, damn. I mean, obviously, if you're attracting love, this could be very good. I do consider the Ten of Pentacles to be the best card in the tarot for love, even though it's a Pentacle card, because it's like this is a family that has it all. And as I always say, I like to remind people that do we ever truly have it all? No. But again, I think this is what I encourage everyone to do, is to work towards this, because that is a worthy goal. And again, even what I tell people is this could be a big impossible dream. You have that card, it says believe in the impossible, right? And so it's even if the thing about your big impossible dream is even if you only get 10% of the way there, it will probably make your life a lot better, right? So that's what you need to believe in right now, Cancer. I feel like you could be creating a lot of success here as well this week. So again, money looks very good. With the King of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I don't know. You have to find out, really. If you have your eye on a person or something, it's you have to find out. Obviously, you're going to have to, if a person asks you out, go on a date, you're not going to know ahead of time. So, I think you have to, put a little bit of juice into something to figure out if it's worth the squeeze. I don't know. That's kind of like a chicken or egg situation. Which do you do first? But I would put a little bit of energy into something to see what happens. With the Ace of Cups, yes, you have the Sun. Yes, this will make you very happy. I literally said that earlier. I don't remember which card I was saying that on. Maybe the Ace of Cups. Maybe it was. So, the Sun is the best card in the tarot. Extreme happiness. Basically says the sun is shining on you. I also feel that as far as love is concerned, I'm not talking about people as well, but the things that you love, it's the sun is probably guiding you towards things that you will love in life, and, I would pay attention. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Too much overthinking going on here, Cancer. So I think you need to get out of your head with the Seven of Cups. It's too much thinking, just in general. I don't have anything else. I thought there would be more, but I think you need to find out. Seven of Cups is about needing to bring a dream down to earth. And again, you have that card that says, believe in the impossible. And, I say to all water signs, Neptune will be retrograding back into Pisces. We're getting one more shot to believe that we can have something that is impossible, that seems impossible, especially because Saturn is there. Saturn's well, if you do the work, sure, you can have it. That is the blessing that we have right now. Oh my God, what are the freaking chances that we get to be alive in a time where Neptune's in Pisces, which is the impossible dream, that literally is impossible, but we get so lucky that at the last 3 years of Neptune in Pisces, we have Saturn there. And now Saturn is traveling with it. It's retrograding back into Pisces. Neptune's going to be retrograding back into Pisces soon. And they're both next year going to move forward into Aries. It's this is the setup of our lifetimes, right? A good one. But, nothing is going to magically happen. You have to put the work in to make it happen. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this mystery card and the support card. Yeah, I mean, it could be, there definitely could be some mysteries in, maybe love is a mystery to you, or, maybe a person is a mystery to you. You're not sure. King of Swords, like I said. But it's the universe isn't going to, tell you either, And so that's what I'll say there. I do think it's a good time for support. I'm pretty sure in the September bonus readings I just did for you, Cancer, that something came up about you getting support from people who really lift you up. So, if you need support in any area of your life, that's what I would focus on. You have the Hangman, the Devil, and the Six of Pentacles. I mean, it is an amazing time for new perspectives, especially for you, because we have Uranus in Gemini. Now, in November, Uranus will be retrograding into Taurus, but it doesn't matter. Uranus has already moved into Gemini. There's like something about that for you, Cancer, that I think really is like going to, set your creativity on fire. Basically, we said this with the Ace of Wands. And I would be doing whatever you can to be more creative. I would be doing whatever you can to tap into your creativity. It'll probably be good for you. The funny thing is the Hangman has put himself on pause, but his head is glowing. He's getting enlightenment. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. I do feel it could be a good week for, you could be getting some answers this week that you've been waiting for. These could be, intuitive. It could also be you seeing things from new perspectives, so that's also something I would pay attention to. You have the Devil. Do I feel really bad about this? No. We are in a little bit of a devil time. Pretty much everyone in the September readings and the September bonus readings had something about something toxic, so I would pay attention, right? Definitely. If someone seems toxic or if something seems toxic, don't ignore it, of course. But the Devil can represent needing to release yourself from something toxic. And, again, I think that the card there says, don't let the past hold you back. So, is there something toxic? Doesn't have to be a person. It could be a behavior, a habit. We were talking about Nine of Swords energy as well. Again, you don't have the Nine of Swords here, but I read intuitively. That's what I was getting on the King of Cups for whatever reason, right? I don't know. I can't explain it. There you go. Right? But some people don't like it, that I don't regurgitate card meanings, and I just say whatever pops into my head, but too freaking bad, right? And so what I would say here is that I get this Nine of Swords energy from that King of Cups, and it's it could be something that's repeating in your life that you have to change. You have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, Six of Pentacles is planting seeds. He is giving to the right things. The whole point of the card is to give to what you think will grow. And if it grows, great. Keep going. Keep investing in the things that you think will grow. If it doesn't grow, stop and invest your energy in something else. And as long as you pay attention to what's working, then you will be successful. With the Hangman, there you go. You have the Ten of Pentacles twice. Whenever I have a card here and then the same card here, to me, this is basically the universe is zooming in on the Ten of Pentacles in this row. It is basically telling us what the Ten of Pentacles is here, so if that makes sense. So definitely could be a lot of abundance. The abundance is probably going to come from new perspectives with the Hangman, right? Again, we are in a time where, I think I've said this to you before, my thing with Uranus and Gemini is it's not even about 3D. It's deeper than 3D, if that is possible. But I'm talking about looking at something. And what I have said to other people, the best analogy I can come up with is we need to be 3D scanners. It's if I show you this side of my hand and this side of my hand, it's you're getting two perspectives. But there's more than that exists. There's all the way around. There's in between the fingers, right? There's up and down and all around it, right? And that is Uranus and Gemini. We need to explore things from all the way around. Anything we want to be successful, anything we want to create, we have to be like a 3D scanner, right? And we have to explore all the way. And so I think that would be good for you, especially in work or business. Money looks great here, Cancer. I mean, all these great money cards. But again, you're going to have to go deep, right? Yes, with the Devil, you have the Four of Pentacles. There could be something toxic that you're holding on to. Again, this is not a criticism, Cancer. I think we all have these things that we, have a hard time letting go of, these toxic behaviors or things like that. Again, it could be the way you talk to yourself. It could be, some sort of habit you have. It could be anything, right? And again, not a criticism. I would just say that, I would just ask, what do you need to let go of with that don't let the past hold you back card? With the Six of Pentacles, you have the World. Yeah, the World can be an accomplishment, an achievement. So yes. I think people could be accomplishing things faster than they realize right now, Cancer, but they have to do it. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Loyal Heart card and this Blessed card. So yeah, you will probably be feeling pretty blessed in the future. Definitely could be a loyal heart coming in for you. It looks like it, for sure, but also could be some blessings. You have the Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon. Four of Pentacles, again, can represent holding on too tightly to the past, but again, they're connected here, and it's coming up in the good stuff, the Four of Pentacles, would say you're probably letting go of something. You probably are letting go of something that has been holding you back or preventing you from getting something you want, which is great. So yeah, I feel like you're kind of releasing with this card. You have the Seven of Pentacles again, which you have twice in the reading as well. Typical Cancer reading with all these repeating cards, but Seven of Pentacles says, again, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at what he has grown in his life, and he's saying, like, is it worth it for me to keep investing in this, or is there something better that I could be doing with my time? I don't know. I can't answer that question for you. Only you can answer that question, Cancer. So you have to look at what you've been growing, what you've been working on, and you have to say, like, should I keep investing in these things, or is there something better that would cause me to grow? Again, I really feel the best way to describe water sign energy right now, especially for you, Cancer, is to, like with Jupiter in your sign, is to do something to exceed your own expectations. Like, what would the version of you that is 1,000 times more bold do? And I think I'm almost 1,000,000% sure I've said that to you before, but that's it. That is this. There's no reason to overcomplicate the energy, right? It is just that simple for you, Cancer. What would the version of you that's like 1,000 times more bold do in your life? What is your dream? What is your impossible dream with the believe in the impossible? And, I would just think about it. Sometimes I think that's all we have to do, right? Six of Pentacles, all you have to do is plant the seed. All you have to do is, like, think about something. It blows my mind, not to go on a rant here or anything, but it blows my mind, like, how many, like, looking back on my life, not to talk about myself too much here either, but it's like there's so many things that I just thought of and then did. You know what I mean? It's like literally, I don't know, maybe I'm weird for thinking about this, but I think about that all the time. Like, I moved to Seattle years ago, and I don't live there anymore. I live in a top secret bunker in the mountains that no one will ever find in the middle of nowhere. And so there you go. There's your clue. But what I would say is that, again, it blows my mind. Literally, it was just like a seed of a thought that I would move there, and then I did, right? Because I like the trees. So there you go. That's why I moved there. But, again, so many things just started as like a little tiny seed that I was thinking of. And, I think you need to think about that. You have the moon. The moon can represent fears, fantasies, illusions, but I do like the moon and the good stuff because it kind of says you're leaving a moon period behind and you're stepping into a period of the sun. So you are entering into a time of, like, clarity, and I feel that you could be getting a lot of clarity in your life just in general here, Cancer. This looks pretty good. That didn't work at all. Damn it, Cancer. This deck is sticky for some reason. So, sorry. Let's try to fix that. And there we go. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Fool. Yeah, I think you're going to be taking bigger risks and, bigger leaps of faith, basically. I have a weird message here. I'm just going to say it, but I think you need to practice something. It literally could be anything that you are practicing. I don't know. But I just have the word practice popping into my head. It kind of reminds me of, like, YouTube. It's like, I feel like you need to shake something out, is what I feel. It's like, if you go back and look at my original videos on this channel, I was, like, much more stiff than I am now, right? But it's like I had to shake it out. I had to practice being on camera and things like that, right? That's what's popping in. Like, I hope that makes sense. Like, I feel like you have to practice something. I don't know. There you go. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer shores, for sure. For some reason, I thought you had the Six of Swords twice, but I guess not. But the King of Cups is sitting in choppy waters. So, again, moving on to calmer shores from the choppy waters would probably be a good idea. With the Moon, you have the Justice card. It's like balance. I do feel like there could be balance coming in for you. Some of you, it's like, I think what you, like, also, if you have had a difficult connection, by the way, here, Cancer, like in the past, like a toxic person, I think that your karma, like your karmic reward, is going to be a good person, right? So, there you go. I kind of feel like you could be getting some positive karma. Can't make this one up right here. You have this Lily card. It says spiritual love on it. I don't know. There you go. Definitely a solid love connection, if that's what you want. You have this feather. It says, someone you know is undependable and insincere. Again, I would be careful of past people. Eclipses. Eclipses are weird. Sometimes eclipses, I do believe, can bring people back from the past. They're like fate. They're like karma. So like karmic, right? If you have a person like that in your life, I would just avoid them, especially with the devil. And I'm actually going to pull you an extra card because your next card here says too much concern with sexual matters, devil. So if you have a past person that's always all up on you, here, Cancer, all up in your business, then, that could be the person we're talking about here that you need to avoid. You have this career card. Yes, definitely money looks amazing here. I think that focusing on improving your finances would be a good focus for you. But again, I think it's pretty simple for you, Cancer. It's like, in work and business, what can you do to be 1,000 times more bold or assertive, or how can you stand out more? Three of Pentacles, right? And that's what I would do. You have this tent. It says temporary situation. Anything that you're, I think that if you're dealing with anything, it is temporary, and that's what you need to realize. We are in kind of like a weird temporary time anyway, because we're in this in-between time until like basically March of next year. Until March of next year, I would say a period of ill health or depression. No, I don't think you have to be this way. I feel like it's saying watch your health, right? Until March of next year. I think everybody needs to do this. We need to make sure we're doing things to stay healthy. We need to kind of make sure we're, nurturing the right parts of ourselves mentally, physically, in all other ways as well that you can possibly think of. Again, I don't say this stuff to scare people. I just there is a very easy solution. Nurture yourself. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first, and you will be fine. But if you don't, then this could happen. But all in all, this looks pretty good here, Cancer. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.